It's the logo.
Good afternoon, and you're very welcome to Ferrycarrig Park for the Creane Wexford Cup final between North End United and Gorey Rangers. As you can see, the teams are just making their way out onto the pitch. A lovely day. My name is Adam Doyle, and I'm joined once again by Nicky Murphy on co-commentary. Nicky, how are you?
I'm not too bad, Adam. So looking forward to this one. Hopefully it'll be a cracker like the one this morning. So two evening match teams.
Yeah,
Let's see how it goes.
I think this season they've been by far the two best teams in the county, and I think they were very close in the league. North End just pipped it at the end, but I think this will be a very evenly contested. The big pitch, the nice weather will suit both teams who like to play football, Nicky.
Yeah, it'll definitely suit both teams. Both of them should like to get the ball down and play, and it'll be very, very close. There'll be very little in it. As I said a few seconds ago, it's going to be cagey, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. As we said, lovely weather, great crowd here at Ferrycarrig Park again for this afternoon's game, and we'll just pause for the national anthem. And that's the last one's done. Teams are just going to go through the handshakes, and I'll quickly run you through the starting teams for both teams. So the team for North End in the goal: Rhodes, John Lester, Niall Connolly, Paul Murphy, Kyle Dempsey and Adam Berry. And the starting team here now we'll just get for Gorey Rangers.
It's Stephen Conlon, number 2 Conor Cassidy, number 3 Ryan Cullen, number 4 Stephen Maloney, number 5 Paul Murphy, number 6 Gavin O'Brien, number 7 is Glenn O'Brien, number 8 is Stephen Kinsella, number 9 is Gary Murphy, number 10 is Cormac Breslin, and number 11 Adam Turt.
So two good teams there, two strong teams. Look, plenty of experience in both teams, Nicky. And
yeah, two very strong teams. I'm a little bit surprised. Well, Stephen Kinsella is a great footballer and he's the captain, but he's just coming back from injury. And I'm surprised that Dylan Vickers is not starting. Dylan scored the winner in the Cup semi-final against Courtown, and he also scored the winner against Shamrock Rovers in both games that they won 1-0. So, bit of a surprise he was on a bit of a run, so I probably thought he may have started.
The coaches might have an idea of an impact sub, maybe they
so,
might need him if the game is close. But
the other side of it as well, Paul Brennan is a major loss to Gorey. He got concussion in the Cup semi-final. He's on the line, he's just probably not deemed fit enough to start. So he would be a major loss to him because he's a very, very good footballer.
Yeah, and I think both teams with a couple, I suppose, missing a few. I know North End United are without Decky Downs at centre back. Lee Waddenburn has been ruled out through injury, and Jack Foley as well. So I suppose the three boys will be misses for North End. But the good thing about these two teams is the whole idea of a squad. You know what I mean? The squad players are there. These teams won't be any weaker with those players missing, to have lads there that will come into the team and do the job. And it will be Gorey Rangers to get us going here at Ferrycarrig Park, shooting from right to left in their normal black and red. North End obviously shooting from left to right in their blue with a luminous yellow. And let's hope, as you said, that if it's anything like the game we had this morning for the Neil O'Sullivan Cup final, it'll be a cracker of a game. Somehow I don't think we'll see as many goals as we did this morning, but it'll be just as good as a game, I think.
No, I think it'll be a little bit cagier. It'll definitely be a cagier affair. North End have played quite a few times this year. They played the 3-5-2 system, very similar to what All Blacks were doing. Gary in the centre of it there with Robin and Dale Flynn on either side. John Lester will be sitting in midfield with Paul Murphy and Alan Rhodes doing a load of the cover on the ground, you know, and Niall Connolly out on the left, and Kyle and Adam up front. So, and they'll shape up against Gorey Rangers. It'll be a 4-3-3. So it'll be interesting to see how it settles.
Yeah, no, of course it will, and we are underway, and straight away it's North End on the ball, and Adam Berry is fouled there, so North End are going to have the first chance to land the blow here, and we'll have a free kick just around 30 yards out from goal, and I'm sure it'll be probably Niall Connolly, I'd imagine.
Niall will definitely get on it. Yeah. Niall is excellent on set pieces.
And look, North End will be looking, you'd imagine, to find like Gary Delaney, Tower and header great in the air, will be looking to get on the end of these, but it'll be a great matchup here between two good teams. It is Niall who delivers it in towards the back post for Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy does well to bring it under control and tries to flick it in, and that ball has gone out for the first corner of the game, and that'll beat the North End United.
Yeah, he was picked up by his namesake, the other Paul Murphy.
Yeah.
And Paul wearing number 4 there for Gorey. He's top class. He's been unlucky with injury for the last couple of years, but if he gets a run, he could be the best centre half in Wexford by a distance.
And it's Niall Connolly to come across and swing this, so it'll be left footed. Wind is blown in towards the goal, so a good way to deliver. That is a good ball in towards the box. Gary Delaney does come across the front, but in fairness to the keeper, he does absolutely super to come out and clear it with both fists, and comes out then and claims that ball through, and it's a great kick against the wind, looking to get Gorey out straight away, but that one was just out. It was out towards, I think it was out towards Cormac Breslin there. And
Cormac came down from Arklow this year. It's his first year with Gorey. Same as their goalkeeper, Stephen. He played, I think, League of Ireland with Longford.
Yeah, he started originally with Shamrock Rovers underage, and then played with Longford Town. So he's a great addition there, Stephen Conlon, to have in between the sticks for any team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like most of Dublin. He's living in Gorey now, I think. So Little Dublin. Yeah,
Little Dublin. Yeah, that's it. Their postcodes might change to a D soon enough, but sure, look, it's great to see. I suppose Gorey Rangers, they probably went out of it a little bit over a couple of years and weren't as big maybe, or weren't challenging for titles as much as were, but they've definitely come back into it here in Wexford in the last couple of years, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. You have to look like they have the whole pull of Gorey, really. Gorey's a massive town, so they've a great setup up there. They've a great underage structure, so and they've no real competition. Gorey Celtic are up there, but they don't compete at the same level as Gorey Rangers.
And Gary Delaney looking to find the long ball out to the left hand side. We probably will see North End looking to use those wingers as much as they can, and they have been over the last couple of games, and it'll be funny to see what way the two teams match up, and I suppose how Gorey sort of deal with that 5-man midfield of North End when they go forward.
Yeah, well, Gorey normally tend to play their 3 in the centre narrow anyway, so it should make sure that they squeeze up. It looks like the two captains are going to get close. Stephen Kinsella and Paul Murphy. So it should be tight, narrow there for a while. But
Paul Murphy is just the type of player you can't afford to give him space, because if you give Paul Murphy space, he's just going to pick out any man that he wants with his passing range and fairness. And North End just quite happy at the moment just to have it at the back and just sort of build into the game. And Robin Dempsey goes forward long to Kyle Dempsey, and Kyle looks to play it off the chest, hoping for someone to get by him, but Paul Murphy was just a little bit behind. And I have to say, I've watched the last couple of North End games, and number 2 for North End, Eamon Youssef, with Craig McCabe being injured, has come into his own, scored a great goal in the Cup semi-final for him, and he was with Wexford FC obviously last season, has come back to North End this year, and has really went and had a great season for himself.
Yeah, I know, he's been outstanding. He's been a real, I won't say a find, but because he was very good coming up underage, but he's been a surprise there to a lot of teams this year who wouldn't have potentially known much about him. Exactly. He was very underrated, even though he was down with Wexford Youths. Yeah. So good player. Yeah.
Lightning quick. There won't be too many lads who'll keep up with him for pace. I tell you.
Well, he's up against another lad who's lightning quick, in Adam Tarrant.
Yeah.
Tarrant is he's savage quick.
Yeah. John Lester plays that one forward, and just for a second, Kyle Dempsey gets in behind, takes the ball on his chest. Kenny has a man outside him. Adam Berry was getting there, but in fairness, number 5, I think, was Paul Murphy.
Stephen Maloney that time.
Stephen Maloney wearing 5.
They're after changing numbers again, yeah. So Stephen cleared that. Stephen used to play with Courtown, so Gorey would have a very, very strong back 4.
Yeah,
Connor, Ryan Cullen, and the 2 centre halves are top class. So I don't think they've conceded a goal on the run to the cup final yet.
No. Look, it's
so
to go through like that, not concede goals in a cup final. Sure, it's only going to fill you with confidence going into the cup final, then, isn't it? If North End could be the first team to score a goal, and it is North End who are on the ball here. And Adam Berry looking to get Paul Murphy through, but yet again the defence does very well just to cut that out. And a little bit of sustained pressure though for North End in the first couple of minutes here, looking to get seem to be using Kyle Dempsey a lot, getting the ball into his feet, hoping to get runners off, and he's doing well so far to hold it up, and we're expecting the same from Adam Berry. But a chance here now for Gorey Rangers on the break. It's the first chance for them to get Adam, and it's number 11 Adam Turret, as we just talked about, who's another pacey player. He has plenty of time though, and he knocks it back to Ryan Cullen, and Eamon Youssef just gets up and makes the tackle there, and there will be a throw to Gorey Rangers to be taken by Ryan Cullen.
Yeah, a little bit of a counter-attack. Gorey will definitely try and use Adam's pace. When they have Paul Brennan on the other side, they could hit either wing because the two of them are pacey.
Yeah.
But definitely, Stephen. Free Adam got in and ripped him there.
Yeah, that was number 5 Stephen Maloney, wasn't it? Stephen Maloney just getting cut out, and
so
realistically could be a little bit lucky that I don't think he was last man, but I think if his Gorey Rangers men hadn't got back, he could have easily picked up a yellow card for it.
Could easily.
Probably being his first foul so early in the game, the referee's probably looking to maybe not start throwing yellow cards out early, I suppose. And
it's a big game for Alan.
Yeah.
It's his first cup final, Alan, and he's only a young referee.
Yeah.
So it's great to see he's came up through it there
he's
the last couple of years, and he's in the School of Excellence now as well. So we might see him on the telly one day.
With a bit of luck, Niall Connolly to whip this in left-footed. It is in towards the goal, and great hands by Stephen Conlon, watched it all the way, and North End were looking to get players across that, and that type of ball is all it takes, is a nick off someone to put it either side of the keeper. But
a touch, all it would have took was a touch there, and it was a goal. Kyle was a bit late in on Cormac that time. So, but you would expect North End to probably start the game a little bit faster. Gorey's lads, they were in a cup final against Shamrock Rovers 4 years ago. Probably a lot of them, it's only their second cup final, and North End seem to be playing 2 or 3 cup finals a week. Never mind a year or 4 years. So
North End used to the big stage.
I suppose
they've been to the top. They've been to the Aviva, and they've won up there, and
they won their Leinster Junior Cup. They're in another Leinster. They won last year, wasn't it? And then and they're in it again this year. So the big day don't faze them.
No, that's it. And just a little bit too much time at the back there taken by Robin Dempsey, and it gave him the opportunity there for Adam Third to get across and block him down. So you won't want to dwell on the ball too much there with those sort of lads being quick and fast up top for Gorey.
No, definitely not, and that's a very unusual mistake from Leicester and Robin that time. So
does well to get back casual there and tidy that up. And Gary Delaney back to Robin. And in fairness, I think this will be, if rumours are true, it'll be the last time we see John Lester in a North End jersey in Wexford. Anyway, I know the Leinster Cup, but if you pay any attention to his Twitter page, he's the boots are being finally hung up at the end of this season, so he says. But
sure, look at if he is hanging up his boots, he owes nothing to anybody, does he?
Sure. No, a great career. In
he's
fairness,
won everything. Look at it, he's done it, and I've heard people coming down saying, "Jesus, what's this Leicester fella about since he signed for North End?" But I've always looked at him, and he's that good. He plays the game at his own pace at times, you know. And he really is.
Into the back post, free header at the back post there. North End won't be happy with that. A free header at the back post. Unfortunately, couldn't get it on target. But yeah, sorry to cut across you there, but it was just with that corner coming in. But it's like you said, he owes nothing to no one. And as you said, he's that good. He plays the game at his own pace. You're dead right. He's exactly what you'd want in the six. He gets in there and controls it. But there's a couple of passes in a row now from him so far. Maybe a bit of a shaky start.
Which would be very unexpected.
Yeah. A lovely day here for football in Forrycarrick. The sun is out now. It's lovely and warm. So.
Yeah,
and the pitch is in great condition here, so both teams will love playing football on this surface here. Well, Gary Delaney comes across there, and no risks taken from Gary there, and that's what you expect from a player of Gary's quality. He's not going to take risks when he doesn't have to. And
no, Gary's another one who's been around. He's played League of Ireland, Waterford, Wexford. He's been around. He's done it. He's an Irish international as well at junior level, so he's no nonsense.
No, he's probably not alone, just one of the best centre halves in the county. He's probably one of the best centre halves of junior football in the country, to be honest. And it's a good ball in towards the back post, but good hands by Charlie Heffernan, another ex-League of Ireland player. And I swear both teams littered with ex-League of Ireland players, and it's great to see that quality of player in the Wexford League here. Just makes for great football. But long there again towards Kyle Dempsey, but in fairness, Gorey Rangers well able to deal with that now and have the opportunity to break themselves.
No. It was well read there by Robin, but Stephen is after robbing him and giving it to Adam Turrett. So he should try and... I thought he would have tried to stood Gary up.
I think that was nearly one of those tackles there that sort of had to be made, and
yeah,
because if the Gorey Rangers man there, number 9 Gary Murphy, had got on the end of that, he had a man over on the outside as well, and he would have been 2v1. But
yeah, I'm actually surprised Adam Turrett didn't try and stand Gary Delaney up that time and take him on, because with Adam Turrett's pace, he could have burned him. He could have got Gary on the turn. But Gary Murphy won the free. He's Gorey Rangers' top goal scorer this year, and he's another one. If there's a free kick within shooting, he'll be the one who'll be definitely grabbing a ball to try and take it.
It is himself and Stephen Kinsey standing over. Little dink over the top.
Oh,
keeper comes for it, gets a touch to it. Keeper came, got touch, but it bounced out of the gloves, and luckily for North End there was a man there to get the block in, and Gorey Rangers turned out to put on a bit of pressure. Dale
Flynn got the block in on him, and Charlie wasn't very convincing that time. He came out and flapped at it, didn't he? He held his ground, flapped at it, and Dale stood up and blocked Breslin from getting the shot.
You could see straight away Dale Flynn just turned to him, sort of said needs to be, I think Beckenham needs to be better. Ball out to the edge of the box from the corner, lovely cut inside. Gary Delaney there to get the block, and Eamon Youssef now out to try close down Stephen Kinsella. He gets the ball back to Adam Turrett again.
Gavin O'Brien
gets the strike away, but that one just high and wide there from Gavin O'Brien. But it's positive signs here from Gorey Rangers, or as you said, maybe North End started a little bit quicker, but Gorey are slowly now growing into the game and gaining confidence here.
Yeah, you would expect the nerves to probably to obviously fade away from the Gorey lads. As I said, North End are well used to being here, so the Gorey lads are settling now, and they're getting a little bit on top in parts of the pitch.
Gorey Rangers now with the opportunity just to build down the right hand side, ball back into Gavin O'Brien, but pass was a little bit short, and luckily enough his defenders there were alert enough to get up to that one.
Yeah, I spoke already about Paul Murphy. I really do highly rate Paul. I think he's a very, very good player. And he met the challenge there, and he met up Kyle Dempsey as well. And Kyle is not one now to pull out of a challenge. So,
and it's the one thing I think we will get in this game. I think there'll be plenty of tough challenges. There'll be, like, I don't mean malicious challenges, but two tough tackling teams. And look, sometimes it's, you like to see, you know what I mean? It's for a lot of games now, sort of. They're nearly not allowed tackling the game of football, but hopefully the referee will let this one flow a bit, you know what I mean? Just a good tough game of football and plenty of skill and control. But that is a long ball in, hangs in the air. Eamon Youssef gets ahead to it, and John Lester's there, calm as ever, rolls it back to Youssef, tries to deliver the ball to Adam Berry and doesn't get it there, and it was cut out there by Stephen Kinsella. Danger not away yet. Clear.
Ryan Cullen, Ryan wouldn't naturally be a left back. His natural position would be centre half, but he's played in there now for quite a lot of the games this year, and he's actually played very well. Yeah,
no, look, a player of his calibre, he seems to be able to adapt anywhere, doesn't he? North End seem to be looking to go long towards Adam Berry and Kyle Dempsey a lot. I think they're banking on maybe the two boys look to be good physical strikers, but as you said, they're up against a very, very tough, formidable backline there as well. Haven't conceded a goal in this year's cup final, as we said. So
no, and let me tell you, North End are not shy about putting the ball long.
No,
they never. They've always have been. Like they wouldn't. For me, over the last number of years, mine have probably been the best football inside. But North End knew how to win games. Shamrock Rovers knew how to win games, and
there is that ball in towards Paul Murphy. He does get the head on it, but just doesn't manage to fall to Adam Berry. But yeah, no, you're dead right. Yeah, North End, they
will mix it.
Yeah,
they will mix it.
I think they know when to do it very well. You know what I mean? They know when they need to go long and take a bit of pressure off, and they know when they've time and so I suppose to play football too. But
I'm not saying that they're not capable. I just say they do. They mix it. And they're not afraid to mix it.
I think it's a good sign for anything to be able to do both, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can see Paul Murphy now is after stepping a little bit further forward ahead of Alan Rhodes and Leicester. So
he'll try to take up that 10 role as much as he can.
He's intelligent. He'll suss out spaces on the pitch as the game goes on, and you might see him popping up on the left wing because there's space out there, or on the right wing, or he'll drop into a full-back position because he's intelligent. He'll just try and find the space.
Good ball over the top there towards Glenn O'Brien, but that one just does go out for a throw in, and it will be a throw at the North End. Over on that left hand side will be taken by Dale Flynn. Back to Gary Delaney. Aim for Gary to try pick out a man. In fairness there, Gary Murphy was very smart, just got across in his line to make no easy out ball, but Gary still finds a very good ball out as far as his other centre half here. In Robin Dempsey, who gets that ball into his namesake, into Kyle Dempsey. Time for Robin again, plays the ball into Kyle. Kyle dropped into the hole now, puts that ball in behind and looking for Eamon Youssef to get on the end of this one. But again, it's that number 4, Stephen Maloney coming across there.
Stephen, so, and that was intelligent play by Kyle. He just dropped out, he's centre forward and just put the ball in through the space. And Eamon Youssef was after pushing further forward, so intelligent play from Kyle that time.
Yeah. I suppose it's something that North End in the 3-5-2 with Eamon Youssef and Niall Connolly in the wing back positions be looking for the lads to do as much as they can.
Yeah, definitely.
Dale Flynn here to get the strike away, and in fairness, Stephen Conlon got down and had to touch it around the post.
Yeah, Dale.
So North End showing that they're not afraid to push their centre halves on a little bit either. In fairness, Robin Dempsey's been seen alright to come out of that back line too, and they're confident enough, and it will be a corner kick, and it looks like Kyle Dempsey's going to come across and take this one right footed. So another in swinger. That wind, as we said, is in favour of North End in this first half, blowing down the pitch. So if you can get pace on these corners, it'll be tough to deal with for any team.
Definitely. Well, Kyle or Dale Flynn would have started as a right full back.
Yeah.
And now I know he can play on the left side. He's playing left side of the tree there today, but he was very good attacking. Full back. That
one in. Gorey Rangers man first to it, but the danger's not gone. Robin Dempsey with the ball at the back, looking to shield this one out and let it go for the corner. And he does well there, and honestly, he done very well just to let that get out. And it'll be Niall Connolly now, an opportunity for North End to come over, be left footed this time. So
Niall definitely whip it in.
Great delivery of the ball.
He was a secret weapon there a couple of years ago. He sprung out of nowhere, and Goggy got him in, and he had a great set piece. Nobody really. We didn't realise how good he was.
Yeah, the ball in. Adam Berry tries to get the glance and header on it. Trouble not gone again. Well, MC tried to get it back in. Trouble not gone. Kyle Dempsey now flicks it back across goal. Great header at the back post from the Gorey Rangers man, but the trouble not gone. Ball at the back, bounces high and lands on the top of the netting. It was that man again. There's a couple of times now there's been set pieces, and Robin Dempsey's found himself free at the back post, so something that Gorey maybe are going to have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely have to look at. Looked at like their 6s and 7s there for a couple of seconds. Small bit of panic is saying, which is unusual for Gorey.
Yeah,
they're normally very, very strong at dealing with that kind of stuff, but it just goes to show you. Cup final day.
Yeah. In league form, all that type of stuff goes out the window, doesn't it, when it comes to a cup final. You could have had your worst, and you've seen it before. Teams who don't necessarily do well in their leagues, but just want a good cup run, get yourselves to a cup final, and form goes out the window.
Definitely, yeah. The North End supporters are putting a small bit of pressure on Stephen in the goal.
In fairness to North End, I see there they did run. They ran a free bus out for their fans from town as well, so it's a good way of getting fans out too, you know what I mean. Ferrycarrig Park, a little bit outside of town. And normally when they're up in North End, they have a good group of young lads that get up to support them, so an opportunity for them to get out there, and most of them are club lads anyway, so
definitely great.
And there's a good, in fairness, it's nearly like a home and away. The Gorey lads seem to be on this side, North End on the other, but great to see a good crowd here as Gorey there with an opportunity, but Robin Dempsey steps in again to cut that one out, and he started very well here for North End.
Yeah, Robin has settled very well. He's under a small bit of pressure now with Adam peering down on him, but he dealt with it, and Alan is going to let play on on there, but Robin is very good. Another Irish international. They're dotted everywhere in that North End. He was over there a couple of weeks ago again with Doncaster, I think it was.
I think it was before the season kicked off. Himself and Charlie Heffernan went over.
So they were over there,
look lads, even the Gorey Rangers team, there's plenty of players there that probably have the ability to go over to as well, you know what I mean. So it's great to see that level of football being played here in the Wexford Football League. And just to quickly go back there, you mentioned Ryan Cullen there, normally a centre half. You see him that time, wasn't overly massively confident with his left foot. He was sort of trying to use the outside of the right to go down the wing that time, so maybe something that North End will try to have a look at. But Adam Berry trying to get the ball in there, but Stephen Conlon again, a great early shout. And he came out and just took the pressure off his team. And look, having a keeper of his quality in their League of Ireland standard as well, like, it's just great to have a keeper to come into a team like that. He just brings so much calmness and experience to that back line as well. Yeah,
you do, and he has stiff competition because the sub goalkeeper Sean Allen. And Sean is a good goalkeeper in his own right.
Charlie Heffernan there with a good starting position. They were looking to get number 7 Glenn O'Brien in there, and it was a very smart ball straight in between the North End centre halves, and the North End centre halves were out of position, and luckily enough for North End, Charlie Heffernan there was a good starting position. He was able to get that one clear for his team. Yeah,
Glenn has had a good year. He was nominated for Gorey as their Player of the Year for the end of year player awards. So he's had a very good year.
does. Obviously, Player of the Year awards coming up soon.
Next Friday night.
This Friday night, is it?
This
I actually
Friday
thought
night,
it was weird. North End League champions in the Wexford Cup final and a Leinster Cup final, but yet not one member of their squad nominated for a Player of the Year, I suppose. And it's just I suppose you can say it's weird, but one thing you can other say, you can see how much quality is in that Premier Division now.
There is a lot of quality in it. The awards they go out early. At the time they went out, Shamrock Rovers were still they were top of the table, so I can see why Shamrock Rovers player was nominated. I seen Ivan Megan play a few times this year. He was
Super
excellent.
Player,
and I seen Conor Bruce play a few times, and he's had a good year.
Yeah, exactly. So you can looking at nothing against any of the lads that got it 100%. And I suppose, as you said, when they went out, North End probably had a heap of games left to play in the league. No one knew what way the North End games to go either.
So that's it.
And I suppose the Wexford Football League, it doesn't come down to what they've done in the FAI and the Leinster Junior Cups either. So
yeah, you know, and Conor, strong challenge by Conor.
I think it was just the free. I think he did just take the man before the ball. He did get on the ball, but unfortunately when you're taking the man first, it's going to be...
He left a little mark on him, so there's no harm in that.
No harm whatsoever. Nothing malicious in it, you know what I mean? And you're going to see that in the game, and sometimes the backs take an opportunity just to let the lads know that they're there and they're not going to have a free run of it all day too.
Well, Adam would be quite quick, so maybe he was just trying to slow him down.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
So, but Conor Cassidy is a very, very good full-back.
Yeah,
he'd be right up there himself. Craig is not playing today, but they would be right up there, the two very best full-backs in the league.
Paul Murphy this time right-footed towards the back post. Gary Delaney looking to get there again, and looks like it will go for a corner, and there is. I didn't quite see, maybe we might get a replay, but we don't seem to have a replay. But I see a Gorey Rangers man down in the box there. I don't know whether there was maybe a bit of a clash in there, but we have a poll up going at the moment. I know live on the stream at the moment. Who do you think will win at the moment? There's 57% of Gorey Rangers, 43 to North End. So obviously a lot of Gorey Rangers fans tuning in. So a big hello to everybody who is tuning in. Thanks very much to everyone tuning in here to this Wexford Football League Creane and Creane Wexford Cup final in association with the stream team. It's great to be given the opportunity to put these games online, Nicky, and people who can't make it unfortunately on the day. I know from a North End point of view, I was talking to a couple of the lads from North End. I know Paul Murphy and Jay Murphy, obviously Paul's brother, they're actually out in Tenerife at the moment, so they're tuning in from Tenerife. So a big shout out to Tenerife. I know this morning's game we had people from Portugal tuning in, so look, it gives people an opportunity to see games when they can't get here.
Sure, it's fantastic, and it's great promotion for the league.
Yeah.
I hope Jay doesn't get sunburned now. So he must be out enjoying sunning himself, all right. But no, look, it's great to publicise the football league.
It is.
And as you say, like it's fantastic to see this North End team as well. Yeah. Like we competed with them for a number of years, but what they've gone on and done on a national level is fantastic. Yeah. And they're a credit to the Wexford Football League.
Yeah, it is. And look, as you said, but I suppose North End wouldn't be where they are without the competition from every other club in the county too. You know what I mean? They've been pushed hard now the last couple of years for league titles, so we're back underway here. There's a header in, and there's a goal.
Robin.
There is a goal. I think it was Adam Beardy with the final touch on that.
Final touch.
And the first draw of blood from North End, the ball came in from Kyle Dempsey. I think it was Robin Dempsey headed it towards goal, and Adam Beardy, we'll have a quick look at the replay. Adam Beardy, I think, with the final head on it, with a great corner in by Kyle.
A free header.
Robin Dempsey done very well to get up, and it was Adam Beardy just getting the header, and I think potentially, Nicky, if he didn't get a touch on that, it might have been cleared off the line.
Conor might have got a touch on it, but it just goes to show how important it is to keep your players. Stephen Maloney was a centre half. Got injured in a bit of play, got treatment, left the pitch, and obviously he left a hole there somewhere that somebody else had to try and fill.
Exactly,
and in big games, that's what happens. It's the little small details. And North End will punish you, and that is the one thing North End do. They punish the little details, and that's why they're so good.
Look, and in a game that's so close, Nicky, between North End and Gorey today, it could be the set pieces that are going to be vital. Who takes their chances from set pieces? You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a game where each team is going to have 40 chances in open play.
No,
because the two of them are so even. But look, North End will be absolutely delighted. John Godkin there and Gary Dempsey on the line will be absolutely thrilled with that set piece. Probably worked on it time and time again all week. I talked to John before the game, talked to both managers. A lot of them said they didn't do much this week. Work on set pieces, work on a little bit of shape. There's not much you're going to do when you're playing so many games this season, only keep lads ticking over, you know what I mean? So, but Gorey on the attack here, looking to answer back straight away. North End looking for offside, but it won't come. Gary Murphy back in.
In fairness, it was a nice bit of play. Gary Murphy was very, very controlled, but Adam now has a 1v1 here. So Stephen Maloney done very well to hold Adam up.
Yeah, he done super there in fairness.
Yeah, he did.
Adam Berry's the type of player, if he can get ahead of you, if you give him a yard, he's lightning quick as well.
Oh, Adam will take you to the cleaners if he can.
In fairness, by the looks of it though, the Gorey backline don't lack any pace themselves. Even the centre halves seem quick.
No, the two centre halves are very, very quick. So this is a dangerous one now in between them.
And the offside flag was up there, but look, Charlie Heffernan will come out and clean that up. But it does look like Stephen Maloney there looks like he's going to be okay to continue, so it's good to see him come back in, because that'd be a blow for Gorey if they had to leave him come out. It
would have been a blow, and I'm sure Tony McCarthy would have liked Stephen to not that treatment. It's so vital that losing players. I even find it strange when you see a manager taking off a sub if you're finding a free kick or something like that, because everybody has their jobs. And North End are breaking fast again.
Adam Berry on the ball, little dink over the top towards Kyle Dempsey.
Kyle fouled him that time, alright.
No, it was a clear foul in fairness, and he Kyle looked frustrated by it, but I think it was a foul. He dragged him down, do you know what I mean? And
he was trying to cross over and he just dragged him down. So
Gorey Rangers will be quite happy just to take a minute now after conceding and try. I think that's what's going to be important for Gorey now. The next 10 minutes, sometimes you can concede and the head might go down a little bit, and that's when you get the sucker punch of a second one. But if it's I suppose Gorey will be looking to just get the ball back down and play some football, because in fairness Gorey have created chances, to have opportunities there. So
they have, but this is where Gorey now need to believe in themselves. I was in Ramstown earlier on this year for the league game, and North End got in control of the game, and I don't think Gorey believed themselves that time that they were going to come back and win it. So you're hoping that Gorey now continue to try and do the right thing, stick to the whatever game plan that Tony set them out with, and believe in themselves and get themselves back into it.
You can hear the North End fans in the stand over there getting the drum going. I know the travelling pundits are in attendance there looking after the game as well, so they always bring their drum wherever they go, and obviously one of their brothers is aiming on the North End, so we normally have the travelling pundits out at the Wexford FC games, but obviously with the brother being here aiming playing for North End, they're going to go wherever he goes with the drum too. But it's great, creates a bit of an atmosphere as we said, and it's a great crowd here. So Gorey Rangers now looking to build again. Fantastic
crowd. Gorey are always well supported. I've seen
great support from Gorey here.
The flags and all were put up around the town, which is great. It's great, and it adds a little bit of atmosphere to the town.
Creates an atmosphere in the build up to it, isn't it? You know, like you even see there, it's great for the players driving through the town during the week to see the flags out and all that. The town's behind them, as you said. And look, Gorey Rangers have come on, and it's great to see him back at the top of the game here as well, up in the cup final, challenging for leagues as well.
Definitely.
It's great. The more teams we can get in Wexford that are up there challenging at the top of that table, the better it makes the league every year. You know what I mean?
That's it.
There was a couple of seasons there where everyone always North End or Shamrock Rovers, as you know yourself, Nicky, for a long time. Do you know what I mean?
So there was a battle there for a number of years, but it has been like that for years. Ross Celtic, North End. So there is a bit more of while North End are winning in a lot at the minute, but there's a lot more competition. You have Shamrock Rovers, you have your Mine, you have Cortown are making strides. Fort Celtic have a great young side coming along.
It's super to see for Wexford football. It only bodes well for the next couple of years at least.
Hopefully it will. So we just have to make sure we keep improving the standards, isn't it?
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Paul Murphy with a scoop ball over the top looking for Adam Berry, but defender does really well come across, but doesn't get the danger all the way, and Paul Murphy's able to get back underneath it. John Lester with a nice early shout for North End, looking to scoop it back over the top, but that one is just a little bit too long. It'll go out for a goal kick, and an opportunity for Stephen Conlon to get his team back out underway. And so far they've been quite happy to play out from the back, both sides. Conlon only going long when he needs to, and you can see North End looking to combat that by leaving their two strikers pushed right up to the edge of the box and force Stephen to go along.
Yeah, definitely.
See Gary Murphy quite eager to get the ball down to him there. He's beckoning his keeper to get it to him.
Gary is one of them players who wants the ball the whole time.
It's great to see hunger.
He'd always want it, so he'd back himself in his own ability. A good header by Robin that time. He was falling backwards.
An opportunity though for the ball out on the outside. Number 7, Glenn O'Brien. He does play it inside. An opportunity now for Gary Murphy.
He's on
left footed, takes a deflection. Eamon Yusuf gets a head to it on the back post, but danger not gone for Gorey. Ball falls, and a good set of hands by Charlie Heffernan. That's a beautiful strike.
Stephen. Stephen is Stephen has a great strike of a ball.
Really clean.
He's another one who went across the water. He would have went to Wolves with
Okay.
Paul Murphy when they
Yeah.
were over there, and Ipswich.
Yeah.
The both of them went
Yeah.
over. They'd have been on the same Kennedy Cup team my father managed. Jesus, a long time ago now. But the two boys there. They would have came up the whole way along, and both. It's funny to see them both as captains today
That's
on
it, isn't it? Yeah.
opposite sides.
And the funny thing is, if you were to put either two of them probably back over the water, they probably wouldn't be out of place either.
Well, no, definitely not. Well, there were two top class young lads coming through. Sure, Paul is probably the best junior player in the country.
Yeah.
He's right up there at the minute anyway, so he's top class.
Yeah. It's a good ball out there to the left hand side, but again it's Dempsey who comes out and breaks out that, and he's done very well. Ball back into the feet of John Lester. Kyle Dempsey now on the ball after dropping deep, gets the ball out wide to the right to Eamon Youssef, looking to use his pace and get at that Gorey defence, but yet again it's number 3 Ryan Cullen does really, really well just to get in there and nip it off him. An opportunity now for Gorey to build from the back.
Yeah, Robin is really he's really dictating what Adam Turrett does. He's dominating him there. He's whenever Adam pushes up towards him, he's pushing him off the ball. He's winning the ball. He's reading it quicker. So Gorey would be disappointed that they're not getting Turrett into the game a little bit more.
Just looking at their north end, really happy to push really, really high up and leave all that space in behind them. So, and in fairness, there's a lot of talking going on between both back lines there for keeping lines, because all it takes is for one man to be a yard behind his other two, I suppose, the couple of defenders, and you're in. But Gorey now plenty of time on the ball for Gorey, and Gorey, I have to say, Gorey haven't panicked whatsoever since they went behind. They haven't, like, you see some teams will panic and all of a sudden it becomes a Route 1 game, and you have to remember, like, we're only just over the half an hour mark, I suppose, Nicky, into the game here, so look, there's an hour of football to go here and a long way to go, and Gorey have created chances. They've had their opportunities. Not it takes us for one of them to fall to the right man, and they'll get themselves back in the game. So it's been a really good half hour of football so far, Nicky, and we said it'll be a good battle, you know what I mean? Both teams taking a while to feel each other out. And
100%. And look, at North End won't worry when the ball is down here. They'll leave Gorey play there for the next hour if they wanted to. So it'll be up to Gorey to try and dictate something.
North End quite happy just to sit off at the moment. Spartans when go, as you said, you can't hurt them from there, Nicky.
No, they won't, and they won't hurt them from there. As you can see, North End just as quick can drop into a back four as the three at the minute now, because it's kind of flat across it. Dale is just pushed left back, and Eamon Youssef's just slotted in right back. So
and that's what they seem to do, don't they? Instead of going to a back five, they'll start to leave the left wing back there. Niall Connolly happy to push up, and Eamon comes in as a right back, and as you said, Dale goes out to the left back position, and that makes it even easier, don't it? You can leave a man up and only sort of take one of your midfielders back. And
that's it. So, and there's not big massive wholesale changes then. Like, it's just Eamon just hangs in, and Kyle or Adam normally just drift over to the right side anyway, just to give Eamon a little bit of protection. As you can see, Kyle has drifted over this side this time. So
great football down the right hand side by Gorey though, and Gorey have an opportunity here. Oh, and that's an absolutely superb cover and tackle there by Robin Dempsey. Came across and just timed his tackle well to make sure not to take the man, but a great tackle, and North End get out of trouble there. And Gorey are starting to create some chances, don't Nicky? And you can slowly see their building confidence is coming there. Lovely one-touch football down this right-hand side especially.
Well, they're being patient. That's one thing they've done. It's probably a little bit of a heavy touch by the Breslin Cormac that time, but a great cross-ball field there by Gavin O'Brien, and Adam is in this side now.
He's in this side, just maybe the wrong option there. Sort of with Gary Delaney closing him down, putting him under a bit of pressure, and drags that one just outside the post with men sort of coming in. I think the right ball might have been to try square it to someone there.
We spoke about it this morning with Aaron Goff a couple of times getting into that position. He got his head up, he found somebody. Owen Kelly done it with Shelburne a couple of times. They found the last man, right, the midfielder attacking. That time Adam never even looked. He just
I think he
put
had
the
his
head down.
Eyes on goal.
So I'm sure the Gorey lads will be disappointed with it.
But look, signs there for Gorey that there is opportunities there for him. So
definitely
positive signs for Gorey Rangers, and North End are going to have to be careful with that, because as we said, although North End are 1-0 to the win here, Gorey are, as the minutes go by, are really growing with confidence and growing into this game. Have a free kick here now, and the North End man just walked across him as he was taking the free kick, so he'll give him the opportunity to retake it, I think.
Alan Rhodes. Alan is a big lump of a lad, so it's not easy to kick a ball around him. So
Alan's been around a while. He knew well enough what he was doing despite his time with the team.
So Alan's very good. He adds something to North End that they don't have, that real hustle and bustle, and he does that thing. I'm after speaking about it a good few times today. He wins the ball.
Yeah.
So
great ball out there from Kyle Dempsey. First time to Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy back into the feet of Kyle Dempsey, returns the ball to Paul Murphy now 1v1 down the right hand side, gets his head up, sees the man arriving at the back, ball back in, and that's a great cover and challenge. I think it was by number 6, was it, Gavin O'Brien, getting back in there to scoop that one clear as Adam Berry was arriving at the back post.
Adam was arriving, but you could see Paul Murphy on the ball that time. He never once looked at the ball. He was just letting it run. He had his head up. He was looking at everything else that was going on, and at the final minute then tried to make a pass. Most people say that they're crosses into the box. He just kept his head up and tried to pass it.
So another set piece for North End. Looks like it'll be Paul Murphy this time to come across and whip this one in, and if they'll be looking for the same outcome as the last one. But as I said,
I'm sure Gorey would be disappointed if they to give away another one now at this stage. With a great ball, Adam is causing trouble.
The keeper done really, really well there. Adam Berry did get ahead to get out now. I think the keeper just done enough to put him off enough coming out with the centre half, and for small guy, Adam is causing a lot of trouble in the penalty area for set pieces. Yeah, we could see that. In fairness, I actually think, just looking at the replay, it did look like a corner because Adam actually headed it onto the Gorey Rangers centre half shoulder, and it went up over the bar then. So I was wondering why Adam was having a word with the referee. He was obviously looking for a corner, and look, the referee doesn't have the joys like we do of having a replay of it. So
no, he has to make that decision in split second. So he made it, and we'll call that one wrong.
Yeah, Gorey Rangers happy to play out from the back again, but North End trying to get the high press on. Gorey though with a lovely ball out, and he finds Glenn O'Brien again out on this right hand side. Conor Casterly getting on around the outside of him, I think, is it?
Yeah, that's Conor,
Glenn in now into the middle, great ball. It's a great ball around the outside. Gorey Rangers are in here, and there it is. That's 1-1. Adam Turris, we've talked about him many times in this game so far, gets in around the back of Eamon Youssef, and look, you have to say the way the last 2 minutes ago, it's nothing that Gorey don't deserve.
No, they played the ball, they played it nice, they kept it, they were cool, they were composure. Lovely ball, lovely through ball by Stephen Kinsella, wasn't it?
Such a calm finish as well, the outside of the right boot.
So Adam showed a lot of composure there that time and finished it, but it was from a pass by Stephen there that time. It was a fantastic pass. Fantastic through ball. We were only speaking about him being across the water, and he adds that to him. So
super ball.
Fantastic ball from Stephen.
So with 37 minutes gone here then in the Creane and Creane Wexford Cup final, it's North End United 1, Gorey Rangers 1. Number 11 Adam Turrett with the goal for Gorey Rangers, and that'll surely give Gorey Rangers the pep in their step now, right back in this game. Honours even again. Yeah,
definitely, and it's definitely given him a little bit of a spark there. All right. But it was the first time Conor Cassidy had actually tried to break forward. Yeah. He's just sat in there as the full back there for the first 35 minutes. So he tried to break forward and just created an overlap. Got the ball to Stephen.
Straight away, North End back on the attack. Alan Rhodes does well to turn the man on the edge of the box, but just loses control of the ball. And now another opportunity for Turrett to get at the back line, but not for the first time today. Robin Dempsey steps up really, really well and takes that one off the toe of Turrett, but finds Paul Murphy out wide right. Back to Gary Glennie. Gary Glennie, first time ball in over the top. Adam Berry just manages not to get on the end of it, but you can see North End looking to turn that Gorey Rangers defence at every time possible. Yeah. Good ball by Gary Glennie there, but now it'll be Gorey Rangers' chance to try to return the favour and build an attack. Again, quite happy to play out from the back.
Yeah, Ryan is coming up with his right foot. So
but that ball doesn't find Turrett as he tried to, and Bob is put back down the line, and Youssef now trying to get back in. Another good ball down the outside.
Gorey are looking for a free, but I didn't see much in it, to be honest with you. I just think Kyle was a little bit stronger that time. Or not Kyle, Robin.
Robin was only very slow to get back to his feet.
So they could do with Adam in at the back post now at the minute.
I think Adam actually has a knock to the head, but the referee doesn't realise it, but he is staying down. It looks like he took a bit of a knock to the head, and I think if someone can give the referee a shout, he's going to have to stop to let him get him some sort of attention. Though he seems to be okay. He's making his way back into his position.
He's strolling back in there.
I think Eamon Youssef probably will be a little bit disappointed, let him get on the inside of him, but as we speak, an opportunity now for Gorey Rangers. And Gary Delaney does enough just to get that foot in, and Robin Dempsey comes across and will try clean up, but doesn't get it too far, and it doesn't go all the way. It goes out as far as Glenn O'Brien, the number 7, slips it back inside. Back out here to number 3 now, Ryan Cullen, playing at left full back, and he gets the ball out to wide left, Adam Turret on the ball, calm on it. Eamon Youssef for company out there, but he does well just to recycle it back to his centre half.
So yeah, Adam was getting a little bit hot there, shouting at Ryan Cullen. They were arguing a bit there over it, so they don't need to see that creeping into when they're
Oh, that was close. John Lester played it back to Charlie Delaney, and Charlie went for the high clearance, and he drilled it low and came off the back of Gary Delaney's legs, because Gary had bent down to try let him clear it, and luckily enough for them, it went to the other side of the post.
Could have went anywhere, couldn't have? So
could have went anywhere.
Charlie seems to have started a little nervy, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think
he flapped at one, and a couple of his kicks hasn't been. So
if your Gorey Rangers are putting these corners, I think, in on top of him for a while if you can. But
yeah, be asking questions.
It's a good delivery, long towards the back.
I'm surprised how little Gorey had. I do see North Ender trying to keep 3 up front.
Yeah, and that forces Gorey into keeping some back, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it is kind of forcing him. It's a dangerous play at times, isn't it? But
it can be.
I
suppose if you put 3 up for North End, it forces Gorey to have 4 back nearly, doesn't it? They're not going to leave yourselves 3v3,
no.
Especially when the 3 you're leaving up top are Paul Murphy, Kyle Dempsey and Adam Berry.
Yeah,
you want to be a brave team to only leave 3v3 back there with the 3 lads. But
yeah, and they're backing themselves then to defend the corner themselves. So
Gorey now with the ball just inside the North End half all the time in the world, happy enough just to knock it back to the centre half.
There's a chap who's unlucky. He might be going out for warm-up not to start. Darby Purcell. He's after playing very, very well this year. Yeah. So he's
Fairness
been
came
excellent.
on. I watched him come on in the Leinster Junior Cup semi-final and made a positive impact in there. And look, very, very young player too.
Yeah.
Another one with League of Ireland experience. And look, if he does manage to come into the game today, he'll be. And that's the thing, I suppose. Both squads there have great benches. You know what I mean? You look at the North End bench there. You've Craig McCabe in there, and League of Ireland Division 1 winner. You have Shane Dempsey in there, who's another sort of League of Ireland standard player. Gorey Rangers.
Yeah, Paul Brennan is named
Joe
on. Joe Bulger has been. Joe's been around for donkey's years, but he's still well able to change a game on any day.
I spoke to him up there on the warm-up pitch there. I would have actually played inter-county and stuff in Wexford Youths in the early days with Joe for years, and he was always such a good player, and look, he doesn't lack it now either. So a great man in the air. Yeah, he'd be look, if you're going into the latter ends of a game and you need a goal, Joe's a good man to bring off the bench. He'll come in there and give you that physical side to the game. 100%, yeah, 100%. Or then take a quick free kick here, and the ball is out wide to Eamon Youssef. Eamon Youssef looks to pull it back, does to Adam Berry. Berry, can he create a bit of space? Does create that bit of space, but comes off the Gorey man. It will go to a corner. Yeah, Adam done well to win the corner there. He was going into a bit of a hole with it, with plenty of Gorey lads around him, so he did do well to win the corner. And he didn't have much of an angle, and he was running out of space fairly rapid. So and it will be the number 8, Niall Connolly, to come across and take this one again for North End. Left-footed in-swinger. Long ball towards the back post this time. Paul Murphy sends it back from where it come from, and that one just goes out for a goal kick. But North End have done that a couple of times now, looking to get a man peeling off that back post and put it back to where it come from. Yeah, definitely. Niall put it in there, and Spot was hanging on the back post. I'd say he'd be disappointed with his ability. 9 times out of 10 he'd have got that back across the box. He was probably trying to put it back from where it came from, and unfortunately, as I said, just come off the foot skew ways. Yeah. But Stephen Conlon chooses to go along this time. A good ball, finds his right midfielder, and he knocks it back to the right back. Conor Casserly and Gorey now looking just to build through midfield again. Ball into the feet, Gavin O'Brien, but it's that man again for North End coming across and just mopping things up. Yeah, Leicester done well there to just gain and close the gap, and he's after releasing Dale Flynn now. Offside. Yeah, Flag. In fairness, Flag was up early, and I think he was ahead of the play. And the Gorey Rangers done really well to hold their line and not get sucked. Sometimes you get a man, I suppose, coming down wide on the wing. It's very easy for defenders just to drop right into the hole, I suppose. But Gorey really, really, really well there. Just sort of held that line. They were all looking across the line. They were all in the line, and look, it pays off when you have a team sort of as well drilled as that, and you can. I wouldn't call it cheap freeze, but it pays off. Yeah. Well, I suppose it's possession straight back, isn't it? So
Niall was just a little bit eager, and he got himself in an offside position. Gary came out through and won that one. So it's like throwing peanuts to a monkey, isn't it?
Gary Glady
putting a high ball in on Gary like that. So
there's not too many that'll win a ball in front of him, in fairness, is there?
No, not in the air like that anyway. So as he said, Cassie had a couple of nibbles at him there. So
yeah, I'm sure he'll had a couple of ticks in his name, but look, sure, they're just they're harmless. Look, I suppose the type of free you don't mind giving away. They're just slows North End down as they're trying to break.
Yeah.
And Kyle Lebsey does very well to nip in and win that one back. Paul Murphy returns the favour back out to him. Kyle with time just to put his foot on it. Back into the feet of Paul Murphy. One more time back to Kyle Lebsey. Lovely flowing football from North End, but yet again the Gorey Rangers defence step up and take it off him. If they could get their head up here, they would have seen that they had Adam Turr free out the left hand side. Ball does now go there. He finds himself 1v1. Lovely touch first time. But again, Robin Dempsey, in fairness to him, was well aware of what he was trying to do and was quick enough just to hook a left foot around it.
That looks like it's their outlet, isn't it? So a fantastic ball that time from Gary Murphy. Another 40-50 crossfield ball. Played just inside of Joseph's that time. So for Adam. So that's definitely outlet.
Left foot ball in.
Oh,
there it is.
Goal.
Gavin O'Brien getting in the end of that left footed in swinger and Gorey Rangers have turned it round here at Furry Carrick Park. Now Gorey Rangers 2, North End United 1, right on the stroke of half time.
Yeah, what a time to score. Definitely the team talks will be change up now. But another fantastic ball switched in there from Gary Murphy. Absolutely fantastic ball. And
it's a great finish, Nicky.
Yeah, a fantastic finish by Gavin. He just drifted in there. There was nobody near him. None of the North End midfielders tracked his run. So what a way to finish that half there. Yeah,
we are just into added time here at the end of this first half, and as you said, what a time for Gorey Rangers to hit a sucker punch and go 2-1, and all of a sudden, as we said, the half-time team talks become that little bit different. So that is the half-time whistle. Gorey Rangers take the lead right on the stroke of half-time with that goal, as we said, from Gavin O'Brien. North End United had went 1-0 up, and Nicky, a very entertaining first half.
Yeah, actually, it hasn't been as cagey as I anticipated, to be honest. I actually did think it was going to be a little bit more shy. Gorey obviously kept believing in what they were doing. We spoke about the crossfield pass.
Yeah.
It's after working 2 or 3 times, and they got their 2 goals from it. Look at Gorey are going absolutely delighted going in there, 2-1 up. They've something to hold on to now. Yeah, and look, North End will have plenty of chatting to do, I'm sure, at half time from John Goggin and Gary Dempsey. But we'll be back for the second half of this Creane and Creane Wexford Cup. As I said, Gorey Rangers 2, North End United 1, and we'll let you catch up with the highlights. Jesus, I might use this seat this time.
You're very welcome back to Ferry Carrick Park for the second half of this Creane Insurance Wexford Cup final. If you're only tuning in, you've missed a great first half. It is Gorey Rangers 2, North End United 1. Gorey just getting the second goal right on the stroke at half time. A great time to score for Gorey Rangers, and North End now have to come up and find another gear and see can they find themselves an equaliser. Nicky, it's been a great first half, and the second half can be as good. It will be in for a treat.
Yeah, very enjoyable first half. As I said just before we went off air, I thought it was going to be cagey, but it's actually been quite open game. Obviously Gorey will hopefully hope they can do more of the same. North End will probably have to improve a little bit. While they dominated maybe the first 15-20 minutes, I thought Gorey were probably a little bit better.
Yeah, Gorey grew into the game big time.
They definitely grew into the game. Joseph was... I thought Kyle Dempsey, or Robin Dempsey should I say, was doing a good job on Adam for the first 25 minutes, and it just seemed to switch Adam Joseph
back into
over
the
to
hole
him,
more,
and Adam seemed to get a bit of joy out of him. So it'll be interesting to see is there any positional changes or tactical changes. I see Goggy out in the centre of the field there now talking to Paul. I'd say he's just saying score.
Yeah, just do me a favour, do me a favour, Paul, and score a goal with it. Yeah. Well, look, no, it looks like it's going to be both teams as we were from the first half. No changes at half time for either side, and I suppose there's no real mad need for either change. Look, although Gorey Rangers 2-1 up, I don't think if the Gorey Rangers hadn't nicked that goal right on half time, neither manager would have been too unhappy. But obviously, Goggy and Gary Dempsey's half time team was totally different. Obviously, going in 2-1 down, so it will be North End to get us back underway here, shooting from right to left. Gorey Rangers going from left to right, as we said. No changes from the first half team, so teams as we are, and it'll be North End to get us back underway, and a big second half to come for both teams. And if it's anything like I said we've seen for the first 45 minutes, we'll be in for a treat. Gorey Rangers just nicking that goal right at the end of the half to go 2-1 up, and it is North End to get us back underway, and the ball goes straight back to Gary Delaney. Plenty of time on the ball, and looks to get it out wide Alan Rhodes, but a bit of a loose pass, and ball now over the top, and looking to see can you get Cormac in on it, but good covering from North End, and the ball is cleared all the way back.
Yeah, good, very good pressing from Cormac Breslin that time. He made Charlie go along with it and forced him in. Alan was a little bit asleep there from the start, but Robin looks to be after switching back out further, and after trying to push Joseph further up the pitch
and try and make use of those two wide wingers. Yeah,
definitely. So that's
John Lester with a good ball out there towards the left wing. Lovely touch back inside, but Alan Rhodes just slices at that when it goes up in the sky, and it's easy for Conor Casserly just to come out and deal with it and get his team back out of their half. But John Lester, smart as he always is, comes across and just tidies that up, and keeper will come out and get North End back underway. Ball out to Robin Dempsey.
You're not going to push John Lester off the ball anyway, are you?
He's strong as an ox in there, in fairness, and
he's a big strong back on him there.
Yeah, he may not be probably as quick and as agile as he was for all the years of his career at League of Ireland level, I tell you, but he's an amazing player still. You know what I mean? As you said, plays the game at his pace, and has that much his close control is just super still. You know what I mean? He can just control that game in there, but. Whether we'll see the full 90 out of him, I'm not sure. Maybe North End you might see the likes of Shane Dempsey, someone like that, come into the game there in that centre midfield, and Shane just gives you that little bit of class, maybe cuts defences open with passes. And unfortunately for Shane, I'm sure Shane would have been in this team all season, but he's carried an injury for a lot of the season. He was having an issue with it was a heel spur, he said to me, was the issue he was having. So
he had an issue with his back last year as well, sciatic, and he's gone through the wars for the last year, so
look, he seems to be on the right road to recovery now, so hopefully he'll get back playing, because he's a player that North End will definitely miss out their teams. But as we say now, Rangers with an opportunity, 2v1. And a very late call for offside there, as Rangers look to be 3v1.
So a late call. Seamus is looking along the line, so we won't question him on it.
No, we surely won't.
Gorey seemed to be disappointed, where North End look relieved.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
So
North End then relieved with that, as we said. We'll have a free kick, and they will try play out from the back. Ball does go out to the left hand side to Dale Flynn, playing on the left hand side of that back three. Kyle Dempsey does well to roll, but a good tackle by Casserly, but the danger not gone.
That'll be a good battle between the two of them if they do get close. Connor and Kyle.
Yeah,
two of them won't. They won't be shy about.
No, that's for sure.
getting up close and contact to each other.
Paul Murphy tried to play the 1-2 with Dale Flynn there, but the return ball back to Paul was just off and allows us to go along to Gary Murphy. Does really, really well, Gary Murphy, and Gary Delaney comes across and just cuts off that channel down the line and will be a throw at the north end.
Fantastic first touch by Gary that time.
Yeah, super.
So, but Gary Dempsey closed all the gaps and forced them to go over the line with it.
Yeah, no. Ball now at the feet of Gary Delaney again, looks to go short to Kyle Dempsey. Kyle dropping into the hole there now with a good ball in towards Adam Berry, but a super tackle again there from
Paul Murphy.
Paul Murphy coming through with a real tough challenge.
A real tough, and he left a little mark on Adam. That's the second time Adam's ever been caught today.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good challenge, that was.
It was, nothing wrong with it, and as I said, Adam just took a bit of a knock, but Paul Murphy looking to play out
close
there.
To Dale. Gary Murphy's only just back from injury. I think this could be his first start now in a number of weeks. So
I'm sure he'll be delighted to get back in the team right at the right time.
Just at the right time is right.
An opportunity here now. Gorey down the left hand side looking to build an attack. Plays it back out, finds his man Gavin O'Brien on the edge, who's able to get it out. In turn out to number 8, who is, as we said, Stephen Kinsella. Ball is in. Keeper comes and flaps again. And in fairness, normally very, very confident keeper Charlie Heffernan hasn't filled himself with a lot of confidence today with a couple of balls like that. Seemed to hesitate a little bit yet again there with that one.
Yeah, he did, and with a goalkeeper of his experience. Well, for a young man, he's experienced.
Yeah, he's a very experienced keeper. Looking
his calibre as well. He should be dealing with.
Yeah,
he should be dealing with them.
I suppose for a long time there, that North End team were used to having the experienced Lee Walker in the goal, and Lee not playing at the moment. Mind you, he was back for the last game of the season for the second team this year. Richard, so he came back and played a game there, and but in fairness, for a while there was sort of no one really made that position their own, and Charlie obviously coming back into North End. Goggy got Charlie in, and a great keeper, and he's been doing a great job for him so far as well.
He surely has, and they're tough boots to fill with Lee Walker. Lee, while he's still mad, he was a great goalkeeper. So
and an ever-present keeper there for the Wexford Football League teams, and sure, look, they say you have to be a little bit mad and to get you playing the goal anyway, don't
they? Sure, that's it. So I played in it myself for a little while.
Yeah.
So, and yourself, Adam?
No, Jesus, it's the only, from when I was about 13, it was the only place I ever played. I went in goal for one game and I was never let back out. I always wondered, was it because I was good in the goal, or was I just no good out the field? Nicky, I don't know which one it is, but sure, we didn't do too bad. So
we leave that up to you.
Yeah.
You can tell us whatever we want. We'll leave it.
But look, ball back as far as Charlie Heffernan. North End looking to build it here, and North End now, it's very simple. North End have to go chase the game and score. Gorey Rangers have the lead, and they'll be quite comfortable just to play the ball around the back and no pressure there. North End in the first half maybe didn't put a press on, and unfortunately now they're going to be forced into putting a bit of a press on because they have to go chase the game, and Gorey have something to hold on to and fight for.
Yeah, definitely.
And in fairness, anytime that I've seen Gorey this year, when they've got in the lead, they've been very, very hard to break down. Yeah,
and that was my concern when North End went to 1 goal up, that Gorey wouldn't believe in themselves, because once they do, their confidence team, once they get in front of you, they'll shut up the shop. As I said, I really like their back four. I don't know much about their goalkeeper, but I really like their back four. And the longer this game goes on, you look, Gavin O'Brien is just sitting right in front of the two centre halves, number 6, and he'll do that, and he'll just shore it up there. And look at, he's just come out, and Stephen Kinsella dropped straight into it. So them lads will just block up them holes all day long. And it'll stop Spot Murphy getting on play. Yeah, you can see it already. Paul Murphy's been forced to drop nearly right into centre midfield to pick up the ball, do you know what I mean? And I know it's something he does anyway. It's nearly like a free roam there, but North End do have an opportunity to get down the left hand side here, but Stephen Conlon, confident as ever, comes out. And you said we don't know a whole lot about Stephen Conlon, look, but any lad who's played underage at Shamrock Rovers in Dublin, went on to represent Longford Town, a really big club in the Premier in Aircom League. Look, he has plenty of experience there, and you can see it from him, like he uses confidence. Yeah, and he've that real fancy kicking style, hasn't he? I watched him in his warm up. His kicks are great. In fairness, that one didn't get to Gary Murphy, but if Gary Delaney wasn't in the way there, that one was landed on the toe of Gary Murphy. So he's pinpoint accuracy. So, but he's also drilling him. He's not just kicking him. They're down low. They're not coming down with the snow on him like you see sometimes. They're detailed throw or kick out. That's it. Yeah. Gary Delaney up again, wins that one. Alan Rhodes back to Leicester. Paul Murphy first touch, looking to find the man out wide. It's unusual. It's unusual to see Paul Murphy lose a ball like that so simple. He normally, that's his bread and butter. He normally does them brilliantly. So
just great to see there. I think a lot of that when Gary Delaney went in and cleared that one off the man, and it was a big shout from the sideline. But it was great to see both players turn around, tapped each other on the hand. They knew both of them. There was nothing in it. You know what I mean? Just two good, tough challenges. And it's great to see because you see sometimes lads looking for frees out of it. But in fairness, it's just good. It's good to see. It's positive to see lads just getting on with the game.
No bullshit.
No, that's it. That's all you want. It's an honest effort. We do have a head injury here on the pitch, and there's screams to.
Lads, they're making a balls of this.
Oh.
So
the referee didn't stop. Gorey Rangers continued.
Jesus, we were lucky there. There was an awful lot of confusion, wasn't it? So
I think the first aid man made his own mind up, and he came on. The fourth official was looking to stop the game. Nordend looked to sort of stop, and the Gorey man continued in on goal and put the ball wide. And if that one had hit the net, I would like to see what was going to happen, Nicky, because the referee seemed to be playing on.
Referee had played on, North End had stopped, and Gorey then decided, let's go.
Yeah.
So Stephen Maloney's down again. It looks like they could be bringing on Ethan Vickers. Ethan is, after being warming up there, he's heavily strapped himself, his own hamstring.
Yeah.
But Stephen will be a loss if he is gone in this now.
It looks like he is going to come off alright. The head and the hands in the jersey or the face, so he's obviously not happy to have to come off, but he's obviously after taking a bad enough smack to the head there, and he's not fit to continue. So we are going to see a change in that back line. So
that means Ryan Cullen will go in centre half, Glenn O'Brien will go left back, and then Ethan will go in onto the left side. So Stephen Maloney has gone off. So number 5, Stephen Maloney. So Ethan has gone right side actually here, and Glenn will go over left full back there. So number 7.
Is that with Ethan Vickers that come into the game? They're in for Gorey Rangers,
Yeah, so Ethan's brother Dylan is also a sub today, and he was the one who got him the goals in the semi-final.
You were saying that in the quarter-final,
quarter-final, so
be a dangerous man to come off the bench if he is used.
Yeah. It's something I don't like seeing. Obviously, Stephen went off injured, but Gorey have made 3 changes to make 1 substitution there. Like 2 players have moved wings, and so it
so
kind of
sometimes a little bit.
Sometimes it can upsettle it. Like I've always liked to make it change for change, even if a player's playing slightly out of position. Put him in there because everybody else is doing their jobs, and if it's not working, then change him out of it. But
I'm sure Ethan will come in and do a good job. And
he will. So.
I suppose North End will probably look at it and look. You never like to see anyone come out with an injury, but I suppose Stephen Maloney was having a fantastic game.
Adam's done really well there. You get his head up,
and there it is!
What a goal!
Adam Turrett strikes again.
Fantastic goal.
Gorey Rangers 3, North End United 1.
So,
and the pressure now on.
Goal.
And Adam Turrett done absolutely superb down the left hand side, stole away from Gary Delaney, and
what a touch! He absolutely he skinned Gary, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he was very, very cool there when he would face the one-on-one with Charlie.
You were looking at that. You were probably expecting him to go wide, and straight away that's putting North End straight away into changes time. And straight away we will see it is going to be Shane Dempsey, number 14, to come in. He's going to replace John Lester. North End now with all the work to do. 56 minutes gone here at Ferry Carrick Park. Gorey Rangers 3, North End United 1.
Yeah. Shane is in now, and they have a big hill to climb now.
A big hill to climb, Nicky. Look, I don't think at this level of football it's not often you see teams come back from 3-1 down. Do you know what I mean? So North End, what you're going to see now is North End are going to go gung-ho. They're going to have to go all out attack, and it could potentially lead them with spaces at the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like you even look at North End right now as we speak. They've only 2 men in that back line now. Gorey Rangers haven't committed a whole lot forward either. But
the one thing I liked there, I looked. Adam
Berry looking to get a strike away, but that one is high and wide.
I liked that time when Gorey scored the 3rd goal. Ryan Cullen, Conor Cassidy, both were organising the back 4. They kept them there. They weren't joining in the celebrations.
No,
everybody else was gone. They were
getting ready to go.
They kept their back 4 together without moving anywhere. So they wouldn't even join the celebrations.
No, but I have to give it to him. You talked about him before the game. Adam Turrett has had an absolutely super game, and two goals now to his name. You know what I mean? And Gary Delaney, I'm sure, won't be happy getting bet out wide there for the touch, but it was a great touch to bring him past Gary Delaney, and
sometimes
there he is again doing the hard work out wide.
Sometimes when Turret is like that and the form he's in, the only way to stop him is start an argument with him.
Yeah.
Because you just never knows when to stop when you start arguing with him. He's one of these guys, so North End should probably send somebody over there to wind him up, and Gorey will have to take him off.
Yeah. But North End will have an opportunity here for a free kick, so and a chance to instant reapply. And look, the only thing I'll say is, look, we're just coming up to the hour mark now, so plenty of time for, I suppose, North End will panic somewhat, but there's plenty of time if they can get one back in the next 10-15 minutes. It'll make for a sort of a tough last 10-15 minutes, but
definitely
North End have looked at plenty of players there. As you said, introduction straight away, Shane Dempsey, he'll make it the big difference. John Lester coming out, that ball does hang to the back. Gary Delaney gets a head on it, and that's a super set of hands there from the Gorey Rangers keeper Stephen Conlon. Takes the pressure off his team and just gives an opportunity to reset. And look, Gorey Rangers can, if they really want to now, can just go along with every ball, because as you said, you can't be hurt when you're in the opposition half. So
no, you definitely can't be hurt. Obviously with the 2 goals now deficit, North End will have to take an awful lot more of a gamble. They can't rely on just going gun-ho for the last 5. They'll have to put a bit more on it. A bit more urgency from Paul Murphy there. That time.
And I just looking at it as well, it looks like Adam Berry's dropped in around the 10 spot, and Paul Murphy now being pushed right up top.
So, as we said, Paul was just getting outnumbered there for a long time.
Yeah,
so
he wasn't finding any gaps there, in fairness. But North End looking to go along again. Paul Murphy gets the flick on, and referee gives the free kick. I'm sure North End would have been quite happy to go ahead and play ball, because Kyle Dempsey had the ball at his feet.
Yeah, Ryan Cullen was probably a little bit late.
Yeah, I didn't think there was too much in it.
No, very little late. Just more of a
Paul Murphy
hand on the back more than anything, I think, wasn't it? So
Paul Murphy puts this one and gives Gary Delaney and Robin Dempsey the nod to go forward. So he is going to definitely look a very straight free kick again. We talked about it in the first game earlier on. Tough to deliver a good ball here. The wind will hold it a little bit in the air. Oh, but he actually rolls that one to the feet of Kyle Dempsey. Yusuf down the right hand side. An absolutely super tackle, but danger not gone, and Gorey do really, really well to get in there and get rid of that one. But you could see there obviously one straight from the training ground into the feet of Kyle Dempsey when they expected to go to the big man.
Yeah. It was a very straight ball, so there wasn't much more, so they had to think outside of the box. And sure, who else would you want other than Paul Murphy to be thinking outside of the box?
It does look like Gorey Rangers of a man just down on the far side, and I'm trying to have a look. I think it could actually be Adam Turret, who is struggling a little bit over on that left hand side, and
he's holding everybody on side at the minute, so he'd want to get out of there.
Adam Berry now on the ball, gets it out wide.
Adam dropping into that will give him something absolutely completely different towards what Spot does.
Adam will be the type of player he'll get on the ball and he'll run at you, whereas Paul will probably play the pass a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
but
Paul will play around corners where Adam will go, he'd take it on, you know. So
direct,
so Adam Turret seems to be after recovering anyway.
Yeah, Gorey Rangers going long there, and I know you mentioned him there in the first half. It looks like North End are getting ready to introduce Darby Purcell into the game. There he's up having a chat with Gary Dempsey. Looks like he's getting his instructions, and it won't be long before we're going to see Darby into the game. And there's probably no better player on that bench there to come in and try change a game for you than Darby.
No, and look at obviously John and Gary know more than I do, but I was a little bit disappointed not to see Darby start, because anything that I've seen of North End lately, I thought he was one of the I seen him twice against Bows, and he was
Rhodes with a long ball in. Big shout for a penalty there. To be honest, I think that was more Paul Murphy backing into the centre half than the centre half I think the centre half just stood off him and let him fall more than anything.
He was trying to buy a penalty more than win one, wasn't he? So
and I suppose the only thing you could say, Nicky, how many times would you see them given every other day, you know what I mean? And
can be done, and in fairness to Alan so far, he's had a good game. So for his first cup final.
Yeah, he's been super. Yeah, he's controlled the game really well. Great touch by him, and Yusuf out wide right. North End coming now, starting to grow back into the game again. Adam Berry sweeps that one out left, and I was just going to say it'd be funny to see who Darby comes in for. He might potentially come in for Niall Connolly out on the left hand side here.
Could, because Niall has been on the periphery of the game, hasn't he? He hasn't really got into it a whole lot. So
you can probably give a big help there from the likes of, say, Conor Castley and Glenn O'Brien out there. Have probably kept them somewhat quiet as well. And you know what I mean. So he's done a good job there. But
Paul is after.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't think Paul will have too many more chances before he's going to find his name in the book, because there's a couple of times now he's had a nick, but we're in that opportunity now. And North End, realistically, if they're probably, in my eyes, one of the best free kick takers, and Shane Dempsey on the pitch.
Yeah,
he's
they
scored
have
many free kicks, and
well, they have a number of them. They have a number of free kick takers. They have Niall Connolly, they have Paul Murphy, they have Shane. I've actually seen Dale Flynn score one or two as well. So
see the physio just coming on now to Adam Turrett, and
he'll be a loss if he is gone now to Gorey, because he's their outlet.
Yeah,
you know, as we said, we spoke about that crossfield ball, the pace he has. So maybe Derby might come on for Joseph. Either they might change up their shape a little bit. They really have to go for it. So
see there, John Coughlin there just shouting at the referee and tapping to the wrist just to make sure that he adding on the time for the injuries. And look, in fairness, I don't think we'll have any issue with time being added on here. Look, as we said, we've probably as you said, the referee is very, very good.
It's the first real break in play anyway.
So looks like we are going to see the sub, and
it is Niall.
My prediction, it is Niall Connolly to come out, and Darby Purcell is going to come into the game. So opportunity for young Darby Purcell to come in and put his mark on the game for North End. As we said, anytime he's played so far this season, he's made a massive impact. So John Godkin and Gary Dempsey be looking for him to come in and do a good job, and I've seen him play many times this year for the school as well. He's been absolutely superb and an amazing talent. And look, I know he excels there at inter-county level in the hurling and football as well. So he's a triple threat, you could call him. But
he's an all-rounder from what I hear anyway. I haven't seen much of him on a GA field, but like I've seen him on a football pitch. So
he's the one who plays it, and Alan Rhodes steps away from it. Shane Dempsey
keeper's
a free kick. He does get it up and down, but just doesn't get it down quick enough, and it's got a photo over the crossbar. And Stephen Conlon looked happy enough and let that one drift over, but looks like we are going to see
getting another sub.
Sure, it's going to be a Gorey.
Here's Dylan Vickers now. So
there's the man, as you said, who was after scoring the goals, and another man coming in with the knee strapped up, and that one looks like more of a long-term knee brace than anything. That one is. So
it looks like Breslin now. Cormac will go out where Adam Turrett was, and Dylan will drop into the midfield. So it's another two positional change again, and sometimes that just can disrupt you. Doesn't always, but it can if you can see.
Certain lads are going well in certain spots, and I'm sure Eamon Youssef will be probably happy enough to see Adam Turrett coming out of the game.
Oh, Jesus!
Look, as you said, Adam Turrett is after having a superb game, 2 goals to his name, and although he's coming off her now, 65 minutes into the game, if Gorey Rangers to go on and win this game, he'll be the match winner for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be honest, I'd have tried to leave him on a little longer if it was me. I'd have probably said to him, "Come on, dig yourself for another 5 or 10 minutes." But
miskick from the keeper there, but we got away with it. And it was Gary Murphy down the right hand side, and Dale Flynn is forced to come along and just kick that out for a corner. And see how many North End leave up this time. It looks like they're going to leave Paul Murphy and Kyle Dempsey up top, so the four scorey into keeping a few back.
Well, it's 2v2 now at the minute, so and Ryan Cullen is not listening. He's pointing, so
left foot of Gary Murphy to take this one.
3v3 now.
Great ball to the back post. Gorey Rangers man does win it. Darby Purcell does well to get it away. Second header still with Darby Purcell. Finds Kyle Dempsey down the wing. Kyle into the feet of Adam Berry. North End with a chance to break her. Ball into Paul Murphy's feet. Paul turns on it. Gets it back out wide for Darby Purcell. Plays a lovely ball into the feet of Kyle Dempsey. Kyle Dempsey with a ding towards the back post, but yet again Stephen Conlon just with the fingertips manages to stop that one going over his head. And just having a quick look at that, if that had went over his head, Shane Dempsey was lurking at the back post for a tapping of a header.
Shane would have just got a nod onto it, and it would have been a goal. So, but it just shows what Derby's are bringing to him already. That burst of pace. He won the ball on the edge of his 18-yard box, and
I think that's the difference between Derby, say, and Niall Conlon there.
It's his pace and power.
Niall likes the ball to his feet. Derby will be quite happy for that ball to be put in behind every time for him.
So, and he'll also go and work hard for it.
Yeah. Look, as I said, Gorey Rangers, the ones with the 3-1 leading at the moment, I suppose they're quite happy for that ball just to go along if they have to and take the sting out of the game every time. I'm sure they'll be quite happy if they have to kick another 150 long balls down to the North End keeper. As you said, they can't hurt you up there.
No, but they've
He's going to get a yellow for that there, yeah. It was just it was a loose touch and he lost control of the ball, and unfortunately when he went to get it, the studs were up, and by the looks of it he's after hurting himself.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit nasty now. I did know, but Alan got it 100% correct as well there. So you look there, any time that Gorey North End have the ball across their own back, Gorey now are setting up with 2 banks of 4. Yeah. Or even a 5 and a 3 at stages there when I was looking across the line, so it's not going to be easy to penetrate him. No,
surely not, and I suppose there comes a time in the game when you're 3-1 up, and not that you decide to shut up shop, but Gorey don't have to take risks at the moment.
No, they surely don't. So
Alan Rhodes getting in and nicking that one away, and I'm sure John Godkin and Gary Dempsey deep in conversation on the sideline. I can see from North End and probably just wondering where's their next goal coming from. Do you know what I mean? Because if they're going to get back into this game, just over 20 minutes to play here in Furrycarry Park, they're going to have to score soon to make it a tight finish. And look, I know sometimes you could score 2 goals in 2 minutes if you want, but at the moment, to be honest, like North End, although trying, they haven't had much luck with what they've tried. You know what I mean?
No, they haven't.
It's not falling their way at the moment. Sort of even the 50-50 balls, the second balls are falling to Gorey men, and
Gorey seem to be just dominating all them little 50-50s, and any header they get, they seem to be dropping to a Gorey man, and they're picking up their frees, because North End are probably getting a little bit frustrated. As well.
North End, great quality side, but they're going to have to keep the head here for the last 20 minutes and try pull themselves back into this. But I don't think we haven't. Stephen Conlon hasn't had too much to deal with in the second half. A couple of crosses, and Gorey Rangers will be quite happy with how things are going at the moment. And
100%. I see the Gorey managers as well. They're both deep in thought as well. Shane Dunbar and Tony. Tony's been with the first team a couple of years. He was assistant manager under Ben for a few years, Ben Cassidy. So he only took over for his first time this year himself, and he was joined by Shane Dunbar.
Calm at the back there, but Shane Dempsey gets in and whips that one away. North End with men over to the left. Shane Dempsey chooses to go it alone. A great recovered and tackle there by Paul Murphy, and he wins his team a free kick.
So Paul or Shane, neither of them need to get involved in that. Paul's on a yellow. Shane is wasting his own time. And so
we want to see another substitution. Craig McCabe going to come into the game for North End, and more than likely I'd imagine it'll be a straight swap, but Eamon Youssef out on the far right hand side.
You would think so. You would.
It actually looks like Eamon Youssef is going to. I think what we're going to see is Eamon Youssef is going to go off,
and Dale has gone out there.
Dale Flynn is go wide on the right, and Craig will slot into this back three with Gary. And look, although he said we like to do like for like, but there won't be too much of a difference there. Dale.
No. To be honest, I think it's a stronger team finishing now than actually started.
I think if that had been the starting team for North End, there wouldn't have been too many questions asked.
No, definitely. Unless they had one eye on next weekend, but
potentially, a busy schedule at the moment for North End. Plenty of games coming. Deflected shot there, but Charlie Delaney deals with that one quite comfortably. And one thing you say about Craig McCabe's great on the ball. He won't be afraid to travel into the space, and he's a great strike of the ball. He'll go along with those passes, and that's what North End seem to be doing, is trying to get Paul and Kyle in behind. But
there's the first one.
Rangers, the other thing, really well.
The other thing is Craig's throwing. It's like a corner as well. You know, it's another weapon that they can use, and he's a big unit for corners and set pieces as well if he goes for him. So he doesn't often get on the score sheet, but he just takes somebody. Somebody's going to have to mind him. So you're not going to get anything easy.
Free kick given there to North End. I think he was just leaning in a little bit. Paul Murphy now dropping out wide left to pick this one up, looking to flick that one in towards the edge of the box, but it just doesn't beat that first Gorey Rangers man, as a couple of their balls haven't, and looking to get it into Kyle Dempsey. It's a much better ball in, but keeper, a massive call from the keeper, and comes and gets a hang of that one. And
two lads gone down injured there, but
I think the keeper hurt himself in the main. I think it was Kyle Dempsey there who was in underneath it, and not sure which man it was. For
Paul Murphy, I
Paul
think,
Murphy,
the centre half,
But look, super brave goalkeeping in fairness by Stephen Conlon. Hopefully the two boys who are involved will be okay as well. It was Darby Purcell actually.
Darby's okay. Paul, I think, is after being knocked out though. Is he? Maybe he hasn't.
He
so
is moving the
he's
legs, so I think
moving.
he's
Yeah,
alright,
he's okay.
Yeah,
he's up.
it'd take more than that, I think.
Yeah, he's a hardy bit
really
of stuff.
brave goalkeeping. You can say one thing I can say about Stephen Conlon. We said we didn't know a massive amount about him, but the only thing is he seems to be struggling a little bit. He is laying on the floor. He looks sore, but that was super brave goalkeeping. Maybe he's just getting a good stretch in.
Yeah,
seems to be moving around the head a bit. Maybe a bit of a stiff neck the way he fell down that time, but took the pressure off his team massively there by coming brave and claiming that one.
Paul is okay, thankfully. So just a bit of a shaking neck.
Yeah. He will have to leave the field of play obviously after getting a little bit of attention, but Darby Purcell's okay to continue, as it wasn't the North End physio who went in and dealt with him. So game is back underway with a long kick from Conlon straight down the middle towards Gary Delaney, and he'll return the favour by sending it straight back. Dale Flynn trying to get out on the right hand side there and get his foot to that one, but couldn't quite manage it. And
no, he couldn't keep up with it. It seems to be the wind is after picking up a little bit, I think, hasn't it? So
it's changed a little bit. At one stage it was right down the pitch, but just having a look at the flag on the far side, it's whipping around a whole lot more, I think. And I think if North End are going to get anything out of this cup final, I think they're going to have to score soon. Just over 15 minutes to go here in Ferrycarrig Park, and North End not having it all their own way. Gorey Rangers so far have put in a really, really good steady performance, and in fairness, you can't take it away from them. You can't say they don't deserve to be 3-1 up, because look, it's simple as they may not have had as many chances, but the chances they have had, they've taken really, really well. They
definitely have. You look at Gorey now, they've 4 across the back and they've 3 just sitting there, so it is going to be very, very hard for them
they're going to let a North
to break it down. So
Darry Purcell again trying to use his skill and get down the outside. Paul Murphy tries to get in. Adam Berry now chasing down in the middle of midfield, looking to get Hunt impacts now North End and win this ball back, but Gorey Rangers really calm, no rush, and just using that passes very, very well. Ball into the feet of Gary Murphy, who's had a great game leading up front for them. Ball in around the corner.
Tough one for Robin to deal with, and
I think he tried to nod it back to the keeper.
So he was a little bit casual on it, but
I think he expected Charlie maybe to be more on his toes. I don't know whether Charlie expected to nod back to him, but gives Gorey Rangers an opportunity just to wind down the clock a little bit. And
15 to go. They're just take their time. They'll get 30 seconds out of this, hitting it in maybe, and you
can see North End keeping the top 3 up again. So Kyle, Paul Murphy and Adam Berry, and Gorey returned the favour by leaving 4 back to look after him. So as we said, Gorey Rangers, no pressure on Gorey, putting all the men in the box now. They don't need to score another goal.
No,
I'm sure they'd love to, but they don't need to. Long ball is in. Charlie comes well and gets a good punch on that. Long ball put back in, but I want to go out for a goal kick. And
Charlie was under pressure at that time. He got a good strong hand on it.
Good strong hand in fairness.
And got it out of his box, so he'll have to move the ball quick now out, and Craig was out looking for it to get going again.
Ball out to Craig McCabe, into the feet of Adam Berry. Back to Craig McCabe again, all the time in the world. Gorey, no rush whatsoever to put the press on, are quite happy just to sit back now and defend the lead at the moment. Long ball towards Paul Murphy, does get a good flick on it, but that man number 8, Stephen Kinsella again, who's had a great game for Gorey Rangers, just in there doing the dirty work, as you call it, sometimes mopping up, and gets that ball up as far as Gary Murphy. I think Nicky, he did get done there. That was a free. I think Craig McCabe 2 clear hands on the back to push Gary off the ball, and
it was a clear push. I was speaking to Gary yesterday, so I said I'd mention him as the Silver Fox now, so he got his mention. But he was trying to get a free there, all right. And
I think it probably was a free in fairness.
Yeah, it was
a clear push.
So,
you know what I mean? But
maybe Seamus might have been closer. He might have seen it, but sure, look, I wasn't given. They have to get on with it.
Paul Murphy 2 for company, and that ball didn't go over the line. I don't think in Gorey Rangers an opportunity to come away with it again. Gary Delaney in with a great tough challenge. Ball out to the left to Paul Murphy, swings it in towards the goal, and again super keeping from Stephen Conlon, comes out, claims the ball, confident, takes the pressure off his team.
Yeah, he's done very well now, in fairness to him today.
Yeah, he hasn't had a whole lot of maybe shots towards his goal, but anything he has done, just those, and they're the simple things. That's what you expect from a keeper of his quality. Takes the pressure off so much from your defenders. You hear the early shout from your keeper, and all you do then is maybe try hold off your man and make sure it's easy enough for your keeper to get in. Yeah. In fairness to the gory backline, they've done everything right today. They have,
and his calls have been excellent.
Yeah,
we can even hear him up here in the stand. He's been loud.
And in fairness, we mentioned a couple of times Gorey Rangers hadn't conceded a goal before they end the cup, and looking at that back line, look, you can see why they've only conceded, I suppose, today. Now it's one in the cup, and
so, and that's fantastic when you see the teams that they've played in the cup. Like they didn't have an easy run.
No, they haven't had an easy run at all.
What we would call a local derby with Courtown, you know, and then Shamrock Rovers as well. So a little bit disappointed with North End. They haven't
got going in the second half at all.
No,
I think the third goal might have sort of knocked the stuff out of them a little bit. At 2-1, I suppose all you need is the one, and since they went 3-1 down, it's just been, I think it's been very much Route 1 football, and they haven't had any imagination. And
it's been very
Route 1.
There's
a chance for Gary Murphy, feeds it inside to that man. He was looking for his third goal in 3 games in the Dylan Vickers.
He may not have heard the call, so
I think we're going to see the introduction of Joe Bulger into the game now.
Here's Joe going in centre forward for Gary.
Yeah. In fairness, Gary Murphy had a great game. He's come off with his held head high, in fairness to him.
Yeah, definitely. And if Gorey do go on to win this, Joe will be drunk for a week.
Yeah,
at least.
For sure. That's for sure. Yeah.
So, it could be longer. So he's been a great servant to Gorey Rangers. He's been there for years.
And Joe Bulger's a long time, and he's only 34 years old too. You know what I mean? So he may not be quite finished yet.
So I'm not writing him off. He's been a great servant to him.
Yeah, no, he surely has. And it's a long corner in, and Charlie Heffernan comes and picks that one up, and he looks to get North End on the ball quick here. Chooses to go long towards Dale Flynn. That one comes off the right hand side of his boot. It wasn't the greatest. The kicks from Charlie. So Joe Bulger, as we said, will come in there now, and he'll be a big physical player, and he won't be afraid to throw himself around in that front line and make things difficult. You know what I mean?
No,
15 minutes now to run himself into the ground, and
so I'm sure he'll do that. He'll cover the ground.
We actually, by the looks of it now, I was just about to mention it, but I think they've actually already done it. We've seen a lot of times when North End need goals. I've seen it in the FAI Junior Cup, where unfortunately they were about 3-1 in the quarter final that time. Gary Delaney looks like he's pushed right up. Alan Rhodes gone back in centre half.
Yeah,
and that's going to leave chances then for Gorey to break too. And here is one opportunity.
Yeah.
Gary Delaney goes up top nearly as a third striker, using his height maybe for that long ball, and I suppose it's probably the last throw of the dice really for North End now. It sort of just with under 15 minutes to go, just 10 minutes to go here in Ferry Carrick. So North End are going to get something out of this. They're going to need to score very, very soon.
Yeah, definitely. But it'll suit the way North End are playing today, just putting Gary up there, because that's all they've done really.
There we see that long ball from Shane Dempsey up towards Gary.
And as you
can see, lovely touch over the top to Kyle Dempsey. Kyle Dempsey opportunity 1v1. Tries to pick out a man. He does get a corner kick, and just looking down, it looks like we're going to see number 15 Reese Murphy come into the game for North End, and I would imagine that's maybe just to go in place of Alan Rhodes, who's dropped back in.
Yeah. So Reese is.
And in fairness, you probably could have looked at it. Reese probably might have been disappointed not to start his cup final too. Has played a hell of a lot of soccer at centre half for North End this year, and I think he might have thought maybe with Decky Downs missing out, he might have been the man to slot in there. But obviously they went for Dale Flynn on the left hand side of the back three. But opportunity for North End now, corner kick towards that back post and goes all the way through, and I think that'll be a corner. We are going to see that substitution now.
He's going
it's
over.
It looks like it's going to be Dale Flynn actually to come out.
Yeah,
and they're going to send Alan Rhodes out to the far right hand side by the looks of it. Maybe.
They might even do a straight swap. It looks like they might do a straight swap, because he's a big, powerful, pacey.
Yeah.
So
Reese Murphy's come in. Alan Rhodes has come out at this left hand side.
Yeah, and Craig has gone into the centre, has he? And Robin is the one who looks like he may have pushed further up. So
think they're just going to let Gorey Rangers retake that one. It looks like it didn't actually come into play at all. So
yeah, Gorey referee Nicky Boland calling him back on it. So
long throw, Norden get it back in, but and that's definitely going to be a free kick. Shane Dempsey just taking now number 2, Conor Casserly.
Yeah, you can see a small bit of frustration
starting to
creeping
into
the North End lads. So you can see him. That happens in big games. All the tension builds up, and in fairness to Gorey, they're playing it probably right. They're slowing down every free kick. They're slowing down every opportunity they can, and they're standing over everything for as long as possible. They don't need to force anything.
No. There's an opportunity now for Gorey to get the ball into the box. Free man at the back post. Takes a touch, gets the strike away. Oh, an absolutely super point blank save from Charlie Heffernan.
Yeah,
to keep that one out. And if that had went in, it was game, set and match. Gorey Rangers at that stage would have been 4-1, but
could have handed out the cup.
Yeah, great save from Charlie, in fairness. Point blank, great set of feet there from the Gorey man. Just swiveled, got the shot away, and Charlie went height to his left to touch that one around. But
Ethan's another one with bags of underage experience in League of Ireland, and Ethan Vickers, and he came back to Gorey probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and he's another one with loads of potential, young guy, and he done well to get the shot off there.
He did indeed. And Stephen Kinsella coming across to take this corner in no rush whatsoever, but floats one in towards the back post, and Reece Murphy gets up and nods that away, and as we said, no rush whatsoever. The Gorey man goes out and long ball in towards the back post. Man at the back. It comes off the North End man, and Charlie Heffernan had to be quick to his low down to his left. And
fairness to Charlie, he was agile there.
He was
agile. It came a little deflection off of Alan Rhodes. So
just over 6 minutes to go here now in this Creane and Creane Insurance Wexford Cup final. Robin Dempsey chooses to go long towards Gary Laney. And Conor Casserly just gets away with that one. It looked like it was going to maybe bounce to Kyle Dempsey, but Conor Casserly just does well, and I think he'll be quite happy just to go down for a second now and take the sting out of it again. And look, I suppose if you're Gorey Rangers, you're looking for every opportunity just to slow things down, and maybe, as we said,
100%.
I'm very surprised that Craig McCabe is not coming across to take the throw, because we did mention Craig McCabe's throws can be like a free kick sometimes. Now, in fairness to Derby, maybe Derby has it in the tank as well, and that is a good throw from Derby in towards Gary Delaney.
Towards Gary.
Yeah, again,
he was well outnumbered, wasn't he? He had 3 around him there.
They knew what they were going to do. There was 2 men went on him, and it's a tidy header by Robin Dempsey. And looks like we're going to see the introduction of Kieran Carty into the game.
Kieran coming in, it'd be interesting to see now who they're going to bring in for Kieran. Or bring off.
That one is going to fall to Paul Murphy. Strike across, and good set of hands by Stephen Conlon again. And I have to give it to him. I've been so impressed with Stephen Conlon in the goal for Gorey Rangers. He's made a massive difference to him, and I know I think he was a bit of a late change to the team. Stephen Conlon came in, and I think Sean Allen was originally named in the team we had gotten. I suppose, look, Stephen Conlon has warranted his selection for sure.
Yeah, Stephen has done well. He's done extremely well in the goal today. As I say, he's done all the bread and butter things. All the things you want your goalkeeper to do.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's exactly what he's done, and he's kept it nice and simple.
Yeah.
So
Gorey Rangers now knocking
Connor
the ball
seems
around.
to be struggling a little bit here, doesn't he? So
looking, he'll be quite happy just to do that, just to knock it long. And just under 5 minutes left to go here in normal time, and unfortunately for North End United fans, unless they can get something really, really quick, and looks like at the moment the cup is on the way to Gorey Rangers. Kyle Dempsey getting a flick on, and Stephen Conlon does just well enough to keep that one in. I think he was trying to be smart and take that one on his feet and waste another couple of seconds, but looks like we're also going to see a change there for Gorey Rangers. Going to be number 16 to come into the game for Gorey as well.
Mark Woods, so tricky winger is Woodsy. A nice little player. So Kieran
looks like
Kieran is going over to the right side.
Yeah, Robin Dempsey coming off for Kieran Carty. So looks like Gorey Rangers are going to make a change at the same time.
To be honest with you, if I was the Gorey manager now, I'd have let play start and then I'd have stopped it again to make it. So Cormac Breslin has gone off over on the far side for Woods. So a straight swap there, a winger for a winger. So Yeah, I think that'd have been the gamemanship I'd have been using there.
With a couple of minutes to go here, Nicky, I suppose I'll ask you the same question as I asked you in her last cup final. If you were 87 minutes gone, if you were to pick your man of the match, who would it be for you?
It's even more difficult, I think. Adam Turrett, obviously, for his 2 goals. He's been excellent. Stephen Kinsella has done very well.
They're the exact 2 that I probably would have mentioned, to be honest. I think, although Adam Turrett only played an hour, I thought he was absolutely superb. I thought he'd done everything right. 2 goals, and to be honest, I can't see when it comes to it anybody else getting the man of the match trophy today, to be honest, for me.
Yeah, Paul as well. I think Paul has been outstanding. He's been in centre half. He's lost his centre half partner, and now look at him. He's after bombing out of midfield. So he's another one who I think has been excellent. Well, Stephen has done a lot of the dirty work, and Stephen is also one that is just back from injury as well. So it could go to any of them. There's nobody really on the North End team that has really
there's
shown
no one has
today,
stood out,
so.
have there? Obviously Paul Murphy's been very good. Shane Dempsey's done well since he come on. Long ball in there from Paul towards Gary Glaney, and Gary Glaney just couldn't direct that header, and
so
I think you see the North End heads have dropped now at this stage, and look, you're always going to know Paul Murphy's going to try every day of the week. He'll never give up until that final whistle goes, and he does seem to be the man there that still is going in the middle, urging his team on. But
he's a winner. You wouldn't be after winning what he has done throughout his career without it.
And as we said, it hasn't maybe been the greatest North End display we've ever seen, you know what I mean? And maybe
definitely not, no.
There's no excuses for not putting in a good performance, you know what I mean? You'll hear maybe some lads might say they've played a lot of games recently, but like this squad is good enough that they could have easily went on and won the cup. And look, today by so far Gorey Rangers to me have been the better team, unfortunately, for North End. And looking, the only thing I'll say is going forward, North End of a Leinster Junior Cup final looking forward, and Kilbarrack are probably going to get the backlash off a poor performance today from North End.
They could well do, and the one thing I'd like to see in Arklow next weekend is a good support from the whole of Wexford. Because at the end of the day, they're not only representing North End, they're representing
Wexford
Football League next weekend. So I'll be up there, but I'd like to see a good follow-on from everybody up at it, you know.
Exactly.
So touching.
We are into the last minute here of the time, and North End try again that long ball towards Gary Glaney. And in fairness to Gary Glaney, since he's went up there, he has caused him a bit of a headache, but unfortunately the headers that he has got his head on just haven't seemed to be hitting the target that they've wanted, and he hasn't been able to knock him down to the people that he's wanted. And
no, he's gone up there, he's been the target, and he just hasn't got the bodies in around him. And as I said, the Gorey lads, Ryan Cullen has been excellent there, left back.
The Gorey backline today have been absolutely superb. And even look, not just the Gorey backline, but in particular the Gorey backline in midfield. They haven't let North End play football. They've never let him relax on the ball. And Paul Murphy hasn't found himself with time on the ball today. And just as we said, the ball through the Gorey Rangers, chance to finish the game off. But in fairness to Charlie Heffernan, he's quick out off the line there, and he hasn't lost his concentration all game. He's had a much better second half, and
he definitely has. All right, so no, it's Stephen is working his legs off there, trying to close down Paul and Kyle, and
we are into injury time here now in Ferrycarrig Park.
Alan is looking at his watch.
I don't think there'll be too many. There was a couple of injury breaks. We might see maybe a minute or two, but I don't think it'll be too much.
No, and a couple of subs.
No.
And
that's a loose kick there from Charlie Heffernan in the North End goal, but Reece Murphy quick enough to get up to that one. Ball out to Paul. I suppose the issue there for North End is now the two danger men who you'd normally expect to be in the box, Paul Murphy and
they're trying to set up
are the ones who are having to drop out and try to create the play. And
but it's great. It's great for Gorey. And it's also good for the Wexford Football League that Gorey look like they're going to win this now at this stage. You don't want one team dominating year in, year out.
And keeps the hunger there.
Yeah, definitely. And the other side of it is, I know that every North End player and supporter would beg to differ on that, but it's nice to see a bit of a share. the Wexford Football League needs Gorey Rangers. They need the Mine coming back next year. They need Shamrock Rovers to be competing with North End to keep driving the league forward.
And you could look at it the other way. North End United need all these things to be doing that, because like if North End are winning, if you're a club that maybe wins something all the time, you're winning every league, you're winning every cup. Not saying like it's hard to keep that drive and determination there in a group of lads, then, isn't it?
And they'll need a new challenge. Like look at fair play to Goggy. I think he's 26 or 27 years.
Yeah.
The trophies he has, if you'd have said it to me 3 years, I've always respected him. But I'm sure we were banging heads against each other for a number of years. But
exactly.
my respect has gone up for him more since I've kind of stepped away. Because the amount of time, effort and passion it takes to produce teams week in, week out, year in, year out.
It, isn't it? And at the end of the day, it's all voluntary too, you know what I mean? 99% of coaches that are there are working full-time jobs at the same time and still putting in the hours there. And winters, evenings in pre-season, and look, it's been a great cup final, an absolute super, I suppose, show to put on for the Wexford Football League, you know what I mean? It's been great to have the privilege to commentate on it, to be honest, as well, with yourself, Nick, you know what I mean? It's been lovely to be here. Great crowds at Carrick Park, and a superb advertisement for Wexford soccer. And
all games have been enjoyable in their own way. They've all been good. This game actually has surprised me as well a little bit, how open it was. I was thinking 1-1, maybe even a 0-0. So I was surprised it was open.
2 out of the other 3 men's cup finals went extra time, and I thought maybe, Nicky, we might have finally got our penalty shootout here today, but it's not to be, and we're well into injury time here. We're 3 minutes into injury time here now, so I don't think it'll be too long before we'll hear the whistle.
You never know, maybe.
North End just bagged the goal now, and Shane Dempsey has ran in to get the ball, and in fairness, the keeper went down in the bundle, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't see anything in that. Shane went in and took the ball, and I think Stephen's using it as an opportunity just to take his thing out of the game. But unfortunately, I think for North End, I don't think we might have time. A replay here, and Shane just goes in, and it's a shot. He goes in and he doesn't touch him, to be honest. He's gone down holding his face, and
I think
to me that's not something that I like to see in the game.
No
malice in that. He went in to get the ball, and realistically, the keeper there went and sort of.
So it'll be interesting now to see what Alan does play. Well, maybe we still might get our penalties yet, Adam.
He's looking at the clock. We're just under 4 minutes in normal time, and I do think it's just going to be too late for North End for me. I think maybe he's going to give him one opportunity. But
you never know.
Another
stranger things have happened. So, and look at, if you want somebody to deliver a ball, well, I was going to say it was Paul Murphy, but.
Darby Purcell tries to whip that one in, but Gordy, another look at the clock by the referee. Surely time is up. And there it is. Game over here at Carrick Park. The final score, Gorey Rangers 3, North End United 2. And Gorey Rangers are your 2022 Creane and Creane Insurance Wexford Cup champions. Look, the scoreline will make the game look a hell of a lot closer, but I think at times it was comfortable for Gorey. They dealt really, really well with the North End team, and the cup is going back to Gorey tonight, and I suppose they definitely do deserve it, Nicky.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I thought Gorey were the better team all round. And I just want to say congratulations to the 3 teams out there. North End came, they tried, they never gave up. It wasn't their day, wasn't their best performance. They had 4 officials in the middle of the park done well.
Absolutely super,
in fairness to Alan, it's great to see he had a very good game.
And very best of luck to him. Obviously, he's now in, as we said, he's in that centre of excellence for the referees. So with a bit of luck, we'll see him stepping up to the big league of Ireland stages.
Hopefully so. And fair play to Gorey and congratulations. I'm sure I see Breens are their sponsors, so I'm sure Bubbles and them will be delighted. Maybe
Gorey will be hopping tonight, I'm sure.
So
it's been a great couple of games over the last couple of weeks. It's been a privilege, I suppose, as us here in the Wexford Football League in association with the Stream team, having the opportunity to come in and stream the games here from a superb facility here in Carrick Park. And I'd just like to thank the Wexford Football League, obviously, for the opportunity for us to do it. Nicky, a massive thanks to you for coming in and joining me for the last couple of games. It's been
great
to have
very much.
you.
Thanks for the invite. It was lovely to come in and help.
A
a great setup.
Big shout out to John, obviously on production in the background. He's doing a superb job. Big shout out to Aaron and Cormac on our cameras. And look, we'll hopefully come to cup finals next year, maybe even the league game. We'll be back here again. But we'll leave it at that. Gorey Rangers are your 2022 Creane and Creane Insurance Cup champions with a 3-2 win over North End United. Thanks very much to everybody for tuning in. Stay around here live on the stream. We will be going over to our other camera now for the medal presentation, speeches, and the Man of the Match award. So from Furry Carrick Park, from myself, Adam Doyle, and Nicky Murphy, it's goodbye and good thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Wexford Football League, congratulations to the 3 teams out there today. We're after having one of the best finals in years in the Creane Wexford Cup. So just a round of applause for the 2 teams and the team of officials as well for a great final. I want to introduce Dan O'Leary from Creane, which will be doing the presentation, and just thank Creane for their generous sponsorship over the last 2 years, and we look forward to working with them again next season. So I'll call on our match officials, Alan and his officials, to come up first for their medals, please. Alan. Colin Norton, captain, please. You call him, Paul.
Very much.
Call your... Okay, our man of the match for today for Creane Wexford Cup final, Corey Rangers, Adam Terrat. Could I have the Corey Rangers captain, please, for the presentation of the medals? Yeah.
Call him out. Adam Terra. Theo Maloney. Connor. Paul Brennan. Mark Woodsey. Sean Allen. Joe Bulger. Glenn O'Brien. Gary Murphy, Stephen, I don't know your second name, Vickers, Sean O'Brien, Ryan Cullen, Dylan Vickers, O'Brien, Grezzy, Paul Murphy, manager as well or not? That's it, isn't it? Yeah, good Fonzie. One there for Fonzie Murphy as well, lads.
Okay, Dan will do the presentation to Stephen. Congratulations, Corey Rangers, Creane Wexford Cup winners 22.